The Cadillac ATS has become the brand's second best-selling model, and for good reason. The ATS is handsome, packs cutting-edge, if occasionally frustrating technology, and offers handling as sharp or sharper than its BMW and Audi compact luxury sports sedan rivals. Now, the 2015 Cadillac ATS sedan comes in with a very subtle styling refresh that includes a new grille texture, a wider lower front air intake, and restyled Cadillac badges. So, let's go ahead and check out this 2015 Cadillac ATS. Now, also new for the 2015 model year is that there is a coupe available that's supposed to compete with the likes of the Audi A5 as well as the BMW 4 Series and then the Lexus RC. Now, here goes the key fob design for the vehicle. I love the key fob design of Cadillacs nowadays, and it has a very high quality design and feel too. You have your unlock, your lock, your remote engine start to release your trunk, and then your panic button down here. Now, as far as styling goes on the vehicle, I think it's quite sharp looking, especially on the front end. However, when you get to the rear, you can really tell it's a Cadillac, of course, by the taillight designs. However, on the front, it looks quite distinctive when you get the optional LED daytime running lights. Kind of looks like a vampire at times, but overall, I do love the styling quite a lot. Now, it is a red Obsession tint coat exterior color with smart key access on all four doors, with a beige leather interior, power driver seat with power recline, as well as power lumbar. Now, stepping on into the vehicle here, it has a pretty low step-in height. They have to keep it that way. It's a luxury sports sedan. But as you can see, it's just a very elegant, very distinctive looking interior design. I just love this interior so much. I think it's more stylish than the 3 Series, and definitely way more stylish than the A4 as well. I just love this interior design. Now, you do have push button ignition, of course. Just put your foot on the brake and hit the button to start.
Spelled out, you the man. It seems the aliens.
Now, you do have a full leather-wrapped steering wheel, of course. Now, coming to your transmission, pretty standard stuff here. You have a 6-speed automatic, manual shiftability. No paddle shifters on this model, however. And then putting the vehicle into reverse displays your rear view camera, of course, and you do have trajectory and guidance lines. And when you get close to hitting something in the rear, the seat will actually vibrate to warn you that you're about to hit something. Pretty interesting and cutting edge technology there. And let's go ahead and turn on the lights and the hazards too. And let's go ahead and pop up the hood and check out the engine bay. Now, under the hood here we have this 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder producing 272 horses at 5,500 RPM and 295 pound-feet of torque, which is increased from last year, at 3,000 RPM with EPA mileage of an okay 21 in the city and 30 on the highway. Now, this powertrain can be a bit noisy at times. However, paired with the 6-speed automatic transmission, shifts are very smoothly, and the powertrain does work very well with the transmission to provide seamless shifts. Now, you do have the option of a more powerful 3.6-liter V6, and then your standard powertrain is going to be a 2.5-liter 4-cylinder. Now, trims of the ATS start at the standard model, which starts at $33,215. The luxury model, which starts at $37,340. The performance, which starts at $42,660. And then finally, the premium, which starts at $45,615. Now, competitors of the ATS are the cars in the small luxury sports sedan class. That includes the ever-popular BMW 3 Series, Mercedes-Benz C-Class, Lexus IS, as well as the Audi A4. Full LED tail lamps, with LED turn signals. Now, like I said, when coming to the rear, you can easily tell it's a Cadillac by the design language of the taillights. Now, here's the more larger CTS, and as you can see, the taillights are nearly identical to each other. They have a fang-like design to them. Little shark fin antenna up there and dual exhaust tips. Rear parking sensors as well, and a rear window defroster, of course. Now, total vehicle price for this particular one is $46,220. And then, like I said, EPA estimates are 21 in the city and 30 on the highway. Of course, all of your full power necessities: power windows, power mirrors, power door locks, and memory seat settings for 2 people. Nice and soft touch armrest with nice stitching. Love this wood grain trim too. Looks very classy. On the upper door panel, it's also nice and soft to the touch, and you also do have this very nice suede material that's also on part of the dashboard right here. And let's go ahead and rev it up. Very nice. Now, coming to this interior, like I said earlier in the video, this is a very elegant and very high-class design here, I have to say. And this is definitely a place you will want to be in, and it just coddles you with lots of luxury. Now, build quality and materials are excellent, top-notch throughout the entire cabin. You have nice soft-touch materials everywhere, like the suede, and then also it's right here too, and then it's padded up here, also nice and soft to the touch here, and it feels very solid. Nice stitching, just everything is very well put together, very high quality, much better than how Cadillacs were in the past. If you think that Cadillacs have cheap interiors, then you definitely should forget that here, because this is definitely not a cheap interior. This is a world-class interior here. It's very nice. Now, coming to the steering wheel design here, I love the steering wheel design, just like the whole entire cabin. And it has a decent amount of contrast with not being too overdone. Like, I like the black trim, and then the metallic trim, and then the beige. Definitely a good amount of contrast here. Now, coming to these buttons right here, you have your forward collision alert, and then you have your voice recognition button, and then your cruise control, heated steering wheel as well. Over here you have your steering wheel mounted audio controls, and this button right here actually controls your little TFT center screen display, which I'll get to in just a second. Now, this steering wheel is also manual tilting and telescoping. Now, coming to the seats, I love the seats in the ATS. Very comfortable if you're going around a twisty canyon road. Lots of side bolstering. Thigh support is also superb as well. And then down here, there's lots of support too. Overall, it's very, very comfortable inside of this cabin. Now, coming to visibility, the A-pillar is just slightly thick, and there's not a whole lot of glass area all around, but it's okay. Outward visibility is okay too. However, back in the rearward visibility, the C-pillar is very large, and it can create some blind spots. So there's not a whole lot of glass area in the rear. If you're looking for better visibility, the BMW 3 Series is a little bit better. But however, visibility in this car overall is still okay. Now, the Cadillac ATS is an impressive all-around performer thanks to its posed ride, sure-footed handling, quick steering, and responsive brakes. The term sport gets used so much in automotive marketing these days that it's sort of losing its meaning, to be honest. But the ATS certainly fits the description of a luxury sports sedan. Get the summer tires and a sport-tuned suspension, and you'll likely want to find all sorts of excuses to use your ATS for Sunday drives along twisting roads or impromptu errand run. Now, the base 2.5-liter four-cylinder engine is fairly smooth, but it delivers okay acceleration compared with other entry-level powertrains in this class. Fortunately, both the 2-liter turbo four-cylinder we have here and the 3.6-liter V6 provide the energetic thrust more in keeping with the Cadillac's athletic personality. Now, coming to your different driver selectable modes, you have a snow and ice mode, a tour mode, which is kind of like a comfort mode, and then you have your sport mode for going on those twisty canyon roads. Now, coming over here to these set of buttons, you have your parking sensors button, and then you also do have your lane keep assist right there, and then your brightness of your interior illumination, of course. Coming up here, you have your auto dimming rearview mirror, OnStar with SOS Safety Connect, interior illumination lighting, your sunroof with your sunroof controls, sliding shade, garage home link. Now coming down here, more of that black trim from the steering wheel carries over to down here. Then you do have a little storage cubby, very tiny, 12-volt power outlet right here too. Then down here you have your driver selectable modes, your traction control off button, cup holders. Center console is pretty small. It's nice and stitched and padded, very high quality. And down there you will find two USB ports, an SD card slot, and an auxiliary input. Line with felt, very high quality. Now this car also does have lane departure warning as well. If you swerve into a different lane, the seat will actually vibrate. And that's a pretty interesting feature there, that it vibrates. Now coming to your center stack controls here, all of the buttons are touch sensitive. This top portion right here is for your Cadillac Q interface, which I'll get to in just a second. And then down here is all your AC controls and then your heated seats. Now, there can be a little bit of a delay on the buttons, and it can be annoying at sometimes. The responsiveness isn't all that great. Now, you have your fan speeds right here, dual zone automatic climate control, of course, temperatures, and then down here you have your front window defroster, rear window defroster, recycling, and then your heated seats. But it does have haptic feedback to let you know that you pressed it, so that's a plus. Now, one interesting cool feature is that if you touch under here, there'll actually be a little storage cubby, and it is lit up by LEDs, and then you do have a USB port down there. Pretty interesting. Now let's get to the main interface here. This is Cadillac's Q system. Now, it has received a lot of criticism because of the lack of responsiveness, and then also it can be frustrating to use on a day-to-day basis, as well as the loading times aren't all that great. Now, your media sources include, of course, the USBs, iPod integration, your auxiliary input, AM, FM, XM satellite radio, all of the standard stuff, the norm. And you do have Pandora internet radio through your smartphone connection. And then this is your main menu right here. Then coming to audio, you can change your different media sources and then your different radio stations as well. You have your seek track button. And then just like with these buttons down here, you have also haptic feedback on the touchscreen. And then you have your phone right there. Compare device, hands-free calling, your weather. Now, as you can see, I clicked on weather and it's taking a little bit of time. And then coming right here, you have your hourly forecast, 36-hour, 5-day forecast. Pretty neat. You could type in any city and search up what the weather is going to be like. Coming to your climate, that's for your AC controls if you don't want to use these buttons down here. Then your different zones right there. And then you have your SMS text messaging function, but of course you have to have a smartphone connected. Then coming to your nav, the nav is pretty good. 3D rendering of buildings. It's pretty crisp and clear as well. You can enter in a destination by voice as well. You can change the different map views, view the traffic too. Display the places of interest, icons. Maybe change the routing preferences. Then coming to your settings, you can change many different settings like the time and date, language, valet mode, radio, many different settings, Bluetooth, display, vehicle settings, like the climate and air quality, the lighting, comfort and convenience. Lots of different settings. OnStar too, of course. So overall, they just need to work on the responsiveness of the touchscreen and the loading times as well, and it won't be as frustrating to use. However, as of now, I think most infotainment systems are much better than Cadillac's Q interface. Now you also do have a Bose premium audio sound system in this car. Now coming to the gauge cluster, love the gauges here, however you don't have the digital instrumentation that you'll find on more higher end Cadillacs, but it still works for me. And then you do have your little TFT display screen right there. Love the little TFT display. Shows various amount of vehicle information. It's kind of like a mini Cadillac Q interface, and it shows you what radio station you're on. And then like I said, it's all controlled by just this button right here. And then it gives you your fuel range, and then if you have a phone connected, as well as your digital speedometer. And then what direction of travel you're going. Then you could change some different settings like the units, info pages. And then you can also change your different media sources too. Browse your media, and then you have your favorites too. So overall, I love the rendering of this little center screen right there. Works pretty well. Alrighty. And let's go ahead and shut down the ATS. Let's go ahead and check out the rest of the vehicle. Now build quality and materials do follow through in the rear. Still nice stitching on the upper door panel, armrest. Still have this nice wood grade trim. Now sitting back here has an okay amount of room. It's definitely not the most cramped. The most cramped in this class is actually the Lexus IS. But it's pretty on par with the rest of the class in terms of rear seat legroom. Headroom is, it's okay. It's not the best. Now, you have your center folding armrest with cup holders and storage. And then you also do have 2 power outlets and then rear air vents back here, and dual map pockets, of course. Alrighty. Now coming to your trunk, it is pretty smallish, I have to say. Now you do have a ski trunk pass-through. And the rear seats do fold down, 60-40 split. Full powered passenger seat with power recline, as well as power lumbar. Glove box compartment, nice and damp, lined with felt too. Alrighty. So with excellent handling, fun to drive character with either the 2-liter turbo or V6 engine, and cutting-edge interior design and strong crash scores, the 2015 Cadillac ATS is an enjoyable entry-level luxury sports sedan that's competitive with more established German rivals. So remember that this is Cameron Birch from Cameron